Instructables.com's reclaimed wood contest they got going. All reclaimed wood went into this project. Here's a reclaimed maple that was brought out of an old mill they were tearing down on the south side of the town I live in. This is reclaimed oak on the top and bottom. And this is a piece of scrap that I had in the scrap bin and needed to be used. Did a little scroll work around the speaker, wood burning around that, cork, reclaimed cork for the knobs, dovetail joints on the top, scrap on the back. It was all made out of a concept I had for this old beginner's amp was being discarded, and I thought I would give it a second chance in life. It's not even really, it just plugs in. There's really not a lot of power to it, which I like, and let me tell you why right quick. A bigger amp that gets really, really loud. At my old age, I don't turn it up real loud anymore. And amps sound best to me when they're maxed out and they're really pushing to the maximum. 9 and 10 is when they start really sounding their best, and they've got that crunch, that grit to them that I like. So these little amps, you can turn it up all the way and it's not really even loud at all. But it's got that nice gritty tone. So all of my big amps, I always put them at like 1 or lower, and it's still a little bit too loud. It doesn't have that good tone. This amp is going to get that good tone and not be blowing you out of the garage, bedroom, wherever you're playing. I'm not playing in a band or anything. I don't need to get up over drums and a bass and a lead guitar, anything like that. So it works out great, and it looks kind of cool. I'm planning on building a few guitars here coming up soon. So I'll probably just keep it out here in the shop and have a little shop amp to plug in and test and see what's cracking. So stay tuned, check out the video. If you're watching this on Instructables, please vote for me in the contest. If you're seeing it on YouTube, take a second, subscribe to this channel. A lot of cool stuff coming soon. And have yourself a great day. Alright, so I'm not exactly trying to give a lesson on how to make dovetails or anything. That's not what this is about exactly. Any type of joint will work on the box. You can just do a butt joint and put them together and put a nail through it. That's not what it's about. I did dovetails because I felt like doing that, but do whatever you want to do. Here I'm cutting out a template that I downloaded online. I'll link to where I got it in the description. It said it's free to use. It's from a 100-year-old magazine or something, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'm using spray adhesive to put it down and drilling out pilot holes to put the scroll saw through. There's not a whole lot to say about scroll sawing. Follow the line, you know. Takes a bit of practice, and I'm getting a little bit better at it. I've been practicing, and there's always room for improvement. There's much room for improvement on this, and I'm having fun with it. I used the same site that I got this printout to get a printout that I used for my wood burning that I'll start up here in a second. Here I'm using a little file to file down those rough edges. But yeah, I found this really cool little corner design that I decided to use as my wood burning template. I'll show you here in just a second how that went down. I'm doing my assembly. I slid that 1/4 inch plywood that I had done the scroll work on into my box here, and so here we are, about to do the wood burning. Here's a tip for you if you're going to try this. With the transfer tool to transfer your pattern, it's good to use a piece of scrap wood and transfer a lot of that heat over to it. If you don't, you may burn the paper you're using. I did that a couple times in the learning process, but after you've got the pattern transferred, which I did 4 of this same pattern, then you can just trace it out. Simplest thing in the world. I'm using the belt sander here to clean up the box after it had waited overnight. Here's a before and after. That side I have not sanded yet. That's my glue up. And this side is after it's been sanded. World of difference. So a lot of sanding went on here. The belt sander will do you a really rough job, and then I put in glue and put in a lot of sawdust that I used from the job to really smash into those holes, and then come back with the orbital sander and clean it up a little bit more. Then I finish off sanding by hand. Looking back on some of my past projects, I didn't sand hardly at all, and now I've become a little bit obsessive about it. Using a bit of spray lacquer, did 3 coats. I think it came out looking really good. I was really happy with it. Then it's just to put that simple little board back in through the holes I had drilled and screw on your volume and tone knobs. Put back in your speaker. I decided to put a back on my amp, which I'll show you here in just a second, but I used a couple of ends of cork that has cool designs on the end for my volume knob and tone knob. Just drilled a little hole in the back where you can press it on there. Now for the back, I really did experiment a little bit. First I left it just open, but I felt like with the back, some extra volume was coming out the front. There was a little bit of, I guess, reverb coming in, and I decided to use the nail gun instead of the hammer, something to be a little bit easier. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Have a good day.